so much has been written, so many books about the way things happen, how it all came to be. It's still a mystery to me. But when I look at the stars, when I look at the sea, when I look at the mountains towering over me, something inside, something wonderful is telling me it's no accident. It's the work of mighty hands. I know a man with a mind that's greater than anyone alive today who studies nature. He's still looking for an answer to how the universe began. He just wants to understand. But when I look at the stars, when I look at the sea, when I look at the mountains towering over me, something inside, something wonderful is telling me it's no accident. It's the work of mighty hands. No, it didn't happen by chance. It's the work of mighty hands. It's the work of mighty hands. I know it must have been you. I know it had to be you. With the stars in the sky, feel it deep in my heart. I know it must have been you.
Io mi vedo così male.
Io ricordo 10, 11, 12 anni ho cominciato a indossare qualche abito femminile che trovavo sparso in casa. Da lì non ho più potuto fermarmi, anche quando ormai da adulto capivo che era una cosa illogica e razionale, che vivevo poi con molto senso di colpa, di angoscia. Io trovavo la necessità fisica di indossare, provare, sognare di recitare un ruolo femminile.
Siamo alla vigilia di questa cosa tremenda che io ho sempre desiderato, però.
Facciamo una famiglia che superi tutti gli schemi, tutti i preconcetti. Siamo io e te e il piccolo cane.
Sono molto commossa. Ma sarà vietata da sola. Lei basta adesso.
The only thing that I looked forward to ever was being alone and with a computer, just with myself and doing this. I knew then that it sort of taken over everything that I knew. It consumed everything that I thought about, and every single thought that I had could be traced back to this one central topic, and that's when I knew it was an addiction. It starts with the thought, hey, I'm alone right now, what should I do? And you could try to go and play video games, play PlayStation, whatever, but the thing that's in the back of your mind the entire time is I could also be looking at pornography and doing this. And you sort of like, all right, well, I've played enough Xbox, let's find something else to do. And so you go to the nearest computer or go up to your room and stay there for the next couple minutes until you get your desired effect. It started not with any stimulus at all. It was just me by myself and hanging out. And then I got into the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover magazine type deal. Then I found out that the internet sort of has all these different ways that you can look at things. So I tried that for a while. And then it sort of got worse and worse and worse. Until I can't even go back to that swimsuit cover anymore. I can't do some things I started with. It has to be as hardcore as it can, or else I don't get that effect. I'm sort of at the place where I need to see everything or think of everything, or else nothing happens. The fight is not with the pornography, the fight is with the lust inside of you. Take away every computer, every magazine, every means that I could have had to access pornography, and I still would have been able to find a way to conjure up pictures in my mind. It's all within myself that this problem came from, and I don't really think there's anything anyone could have done to prevent it, or, I mean, there are things that could have minimized it, I guess, but even I don't even know what those things are. To the parents, try to put yourself in the son's shoes and realize that they aren't the only ones that are going through this. They read your faces, see the look of hurt and disappointment on your face, and feel guilty about that, and that doesn't help anything. I mean, it makes them feel even more guilty about it, but it's not going to help them control it. Be completely on their side, but not to the point where you try to butt in to the situation and try to make it your own. It's still something they have to fight and conquer by themselves, but if you're there right next to them, trying to clear the way a little bit, that'll make it a lot easier for them. I wasn't the only one going through this, because a lot of times me feeling alone in this issue made me feel guilty, and then that guilt made me go back into the problem for comfort. I felt like I was the only one in the world that struggled with this as much as I did, and I felt guilty because everyone else had control over this. Why couldn't I just wake up and be like everyone else? That was sort of what I struggled with the most, was the guilt from that. I kind of want to tell younger kids that you're not alone in fighting this. You have to sort of find another guy who's doing it and sort of make them your accountability partner and try together to harness this one issue. Try to make this fight 2 versus 1 and go from there. I sort of come to grips with the fact that I'm not going to be able to beat this thing and get rid of it completely, but I've sort of realized that there are ways that I can control it and control the way I think about it. And that sort of gives me hope that someday I'll be able to have complete control and put this behind me as a little blip on the radar.